You're lost. You pull out your phone, and a small blue dot appears on a map, and it knows, within a few meters, exactly where you are standing on the surface of the Earth. No nearby wires. No tower required. Just your phone, quietly listening to the sky. We treat it as utterly ordinary. It is, in fact, one of the most extraordinary machines our species has ever built. And it would not work, not even a little, without a young Einstein's strange ideas about space, time, and riding a beam of light. This is how a blue dot finds you, and why it needs Einstein to do it. Start with a simpler puzzle. Suppose I tell you that right now you are exactly 500 kilometers from Denver. Where are you? You can't know yet. You could be anywhere on a huge circle drawn around the city. So I add a clue. You're also 400 kilometers from Chicago. Now 2 circles cross, and they only meet at 2 places. One more. 700 kilometers from Houston. 3 circles, and they intersect at exactly 1 point. That point is you. This is trilateration. Position found purely from distances to known points, not angles, distances. And the more reference points you add, the sharper it gets. The overlap squeezing your possible location down to a single dot. GPS does exactly this, but in 3 dimensions with spheres instead of circles, and the known points are 20,000 kilometers overhead, racing across the sky. Because above your head right now is a constellation of about 31 satellites. They orbit 20,200 kilometers up, circling the Earth twice a day, spaced so that from almost anywhere, at almost any moment, at least 4 of them are in view. Why that exact height? It's a careful compromise. High enough that just a handful of satellites can blanket half the planet at once, but not so high that their faint whisper of a signal is lost before it reaches the ground. And each one does a single job, relentlessly. It broadcasts a message that says, in effect, I am satellite number 7. I am exactly here, and the time, right now, is. That's the whole transmission. A position and a timestamp. Shouted down toward Earth over and over, forever. Your phone never answers. GPS is a one-way conversation. Your phone only listens. Building this took decades and tens of billions of dollars. Today, the chip that hears it costs less than a sandwich. So how does listening turn into a location? With the most dependable ruler in the universe, the speed of light. That signal travels at 299,792 kilometers per second. Exactly. It never varies. So if your phone knows when the signal was sent and when it arrived, the gap between them is the travel time. But wait, how could your phone possibly know the instant a signal left a satellite 20,000 kilometers away? Here's the clever part. Each satellite stamps its broadcast with a long, scrambled-looking code, a pattern that repeats on a precise schedule. Your phone generates the exact same pattern in step, and then slides its copy back and forth until the 2 line up. The amount it had to slide is the travel time. Travel time times the speed of light gives distance. 1 satellite gives you 1 distance, placing you somewhere on a giant sphere around it. A second satellite adds a second sphere. 2 spheres overlap in a circle. A third narrows it to just 2 points, one of them absurd, hanging out in space. Throw that one away. 3 satellites, and your phone knows where you are. In theory. But in theory is carrying enormous weight in that sentence, because this whole elegant scheme rests on one terrifying assumption, that everybody's clocks agree. And that is where a monster is hiding. Time. Light is fast. Absurdly fast. In 1 nanosecond, a single billionth of a second, it travels about 30 centimeters, roughly 1 foot. Which means, if your measurement of the travel time is wrong by just 1 millionth of a second, your position is wrong by 300 meters. Be off by 1,000th of a second, and your blue dot lands in the next city entirely. To pin you down to a few meters, the timing has to be correct to about 20 billionths of a second. The satellites can do that. Each one carries atomic clocks, keeping time to within a few billionths of a second. among the most precise clocks ever flown. But your phone? Your phone keeps time with a tiny quartz crystal worth about $1. It cannot hold atomic time. It isn't even in the same universe of precision. And here's the cruelty. If your clock is even slightly wrong, then every single distance you calculate is wrong. All of them, by the very same amount. And understand, there is no backup ruler here. In GPS, distance is nothing but time multiplied by the speed of light. Get the time wrong, and there is simply no second opinion. A clock good enough for GPS sitting in your pocket would cost more than your car. So GPS pulls off a trick to avoid ever needing one. And this is where the system does something genuinely beautiful. Because that shared clock error poisons every measurement equally, it stops being a disaster and becomes just one more unknown you can solve for. Think about what you're actually hunting for. 4 things: your latitude, your longitude, your altitude, and the exact time. And 4 unknowns need 4 equations. So your phone doesn't lock onto 3 satellites, it locks onto 4. That 4th measurement lets it solve for the time along with the place, transforming your dollar store quartz clock into a virtual atomic clock for free several times a second. That's why the magic number in GPS is 4. 3 to find where you are. 1 to find when you are. 4 answers, pulled out of 4 faint whispers from space. Your phone does this several times a second, silently, while you stare at a little blue dot and feel nothing at all. And now, the part almost nobody believes the first time they hear it. Those atomic clocks up on the satellites do not tick at the same rate as the clocks down here on the ground. And Einstein predicted exactly why, not once, but twice. First, special relativity. The satellites are moving fast, around 14,000 kilometers an hour, and a moving clock ticks slower. So, from the ground's point of view, the satellite clocks lose about 7 microseconds every day. But there's a second opposite effect from general relativity. Gravity slows down time, and way up at 20,000 kilometers, Earth's gravity is much weaker. So up there, time runs faster. And that effect is the bigger one. It makes the satellite clocks gain about 46 microseconds a day. Put the two together. The satellite clocks end up running fast by about 38 microseconds every single day. 38 millionths of a second. It sounds like nothing at all. But remember the ruler. Light crosses 30 centimeters in a nanosecond. Left uncorrected, that tiny clock error would shove your position off by roughly 10 kilometers every single day. Within the hour, you're hundreds of meters out. By day's end, clear across town from where you really are. So the engineers bake the fix in before launch. The satellite clocks are deliberately tuned to tick at the wrong rate while they're still on the ground, so that once they're in orbit, moving fast and high above the Earth, they tick exactly right. It is the rare case where a clock, set wrong on purpose, becomes a right clock, simply by flying into space. And here's a detail that's almost too good to be true. When the very first navigation satellites were being built, some engineers genuinely doubted this relativity business was real. So they built in a switch, a way to turn the correction off. Once the satellite was in orbit, its clock drifted fast, by very nearly the predicted amount. The doubt evaporated. The switch was turned on, and it has stayed on in every satellite ever since. Which makes GPS, quietly, one of the largest practical tests of relativity ever run. Billions of times a day, Einstein's equations are checked against reality, and every blue dot that lands in the right place is one more vote that says he was right. So every time you follow a blue dot to a coffee shop, you are quietly trusting a 100-year-old theory about space and time, and it has never, not once, let you down. But here's the secret that almost no one knows. GPS isn't really a location system at all. At its core, it's a clock. That same atomic timing, beamed down from the sky for free, has quietly become the heartbeat of modern civilization. We almost never call it a clock. We call it a map. But strip GPS down to its very core, and what's left is this: the most widely used source of precise time on the entire planet. Stock exchanges stamp their trades with it. Power grids use it to keep alternating current marching in step across entire continents. Cell networks use it to hand your call from one tower to the next. An enormous share of the world's critical infrastructure is silently locked to the tick of clocks. Clocks that only keep the right time because we corrected them for Einstein. It's so trusted that when GPS times so much as hiccups, markets stutter, and networks wobble. We built a clock in the sky, and then we leaned the whole world against it. So the next time a little blue dot quietly finds you on a map, remember what it took. A ring of atomic clocks, the exact speed of light, and a young man's daydream about riding a beam of light that turned out to run the world. That's hidden engineering. Subscribe to Beneath the Wires. There's a universe of it, hiding in plain sight.